I'm just trying to set up. 1 second. So hopefully you're all having a great weekend and a happy Sunday. I'm just trying to get my comments up, so I won't be a second. So as you're popping on, please pop on and say hello, whether it's live or after the fact. If you're watching the replay, it's always good to see who's on and who's watching. Okay, I've got my laptop ready to go. So who's ready for another wonderful Tracy's Sunday challenge? I'm so excited for this one. This one's going to be a fun one because it's a fun fold and everyone always likes fun folds. Hi Marion, welcome. Thanks for popping in. Before we get started, I just would like to let you know today's the last day for the free card class. So for orders of $50 of product and above, you'll receive the online class. If you're ordering over $100 in product, you'll receive the online class as well as the card kits sent to you as well. So really great. They are wonderful cards. I'll quickly bring them in and show you. I did a quick video yesterday just showing them off, but they're using the Penguin Playmates Designer Series paper. That was the free celebration paper, last celebration. So super cute cards. And yeah, so that's available. Last day is today. And you also receive my normal customer appreciation cards, the handmade card, as well as the bundle tutorial. So it's a win-win. Anyway, so you're all fully aware of that now, I think, and I can let that go. Alrighty, so this week's challenge is a fun fold card. And let me show you the card that we're actually going to create today. I am doing it a little bit different because you know what, I can never do a card the same way twice, and this was a bit of a nightmare to do the way I done it. So hopefully the way we do it today is going to be a lot easier. Anyway, it's a fun fold card, easel card, so super quick and easy. Oh, let's not say it's super quick and easy. It is a pretty easy design, but you never know, I can always find ways to muck it up, so I probably shouldn't say that. But really cute. I love the Night of Navy with silver for Christmas. So we're using the beautiful classic cloche bundle, this one here. And this one I believe is retiring. I had a quick look when it first came out and I'm pretty sure it is retiring. So if you're after that one, now's the time to grab it. All right, so let me bring in the supplies that we'll be using. I just said the bundle, so we are using those. Also for our shaker card here, we're using the subtle shimmer sequins. These are beautiful. Lots of different colors there. We have like a mother of pearl. There is an iridescent. There's silver, lots and lots of different designs as well. I'm also using the cloak shaker domes. I'll just get the lid on this because that'll go everywhere otherwise. So these cloak shaker domes, which gives us this little design at the front here. So a really easy way to create shaker cards with these little domes. So we've got one of those. I'm also using the beautiful Simply Elegant trim. This is in the annual catalogue. If you don't have it, highly recommend it because it's perfect for Christmas. But I'm excited because they didn't bring it out in the mini catalogue, the Christmas catalogue. They brought it out in the annual catalogue, so we'll be able to use it all through the year, which is fantastic. Our inks that we're using are Real Red and Night of Navy, and we're also using the Versamark ink and the silver embossing powder. Alrighty, so let me grab my kit. Out. So our card base is Night of Navy. We have two pieces that are different measurements of basic white. I have this beautiful DSP. This is called Peaceful Place, and it's a specialty paper with silver foiling. Really, really pretty. So I've chosen that design to go on the front, and then I've just got a couple of pieces for our sentiments. This one goes on the inside, so Night of Navy and Basic White, and then a Night of Navy for our sentiment at the front here. Now all the measurements and supplies are listed in, well, the supplies are listed in this video, but if you head over to my blog, which is, the blog link is in the description here, it has all the measurements and supplies listed over there as well. All right, so we're going to just score our card base, and then we can bring in the cut and emboss machine to do a little bit of die cutting with that cloche dome. All right, so our piece of card base here is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. No, sorry, go back. It's 5 7/8 by 8 1/4. We're going to score it at 2 1/16. So that's that one little notch after the 2 inches. So scoring there, and then we're going to also score at 4 1/8. So when we fold and score that, that's going to give us that easel fold. So we've pretty much scored in half and then scored in quarter. So when we open it up and fold it back, it's going to sit like an easel card. Pretty easy so far. Okay, so we're going to use our DSP. I'm going to get the cloche dies and get that dome out. So you can build scenes with this set as well, so that's really great. So I'm just going to use this one here. There's trees, great little Christmas trees, branches. We've got, I think they could be almost clouds. I haven't played with this set too much, but anyway. So I'm going to just quickly die cut that cloche dome right in the center of that DSP. So I'll try and move it in so we can see it a little bit better. What's everyone up to today? You got anything fun on? Or are you crafting for the day? Okay, so I think that's pretty centered. Let's run this one through. I do need to get some new plates out, I think. Okay. Get rid of this now. And let's bring our card back in so we can see everything. So we have 2 pieces of basic white. One is actually our matting. The larger one is the matting of our DSP. So easy like that. This other piece goes on the inside of our card. So what we need to do now is we're going to do a little outline of the cloche dome, and we're going to stamp on the inside piece here. Now let me show you this. So what I did is actually die cut one of those domes in the basic white, coloured this in, and then tried to put it on top. It was a bit of a nightmare. So I'm thinking that by actually going around with a pencil and stamping straight onto that piece of basic white, doing all that and then sticking the cloche the dome over the top is going to be so much easier. So that's what we're going to try today. You'll see whether it's easier or not. But this was a little bit of a nightmare to try and piece together because it measures the same diameter of the dome here, so it was really hard to make sure that it sat correctly. So anyway, hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to make some marks. I'm not going to go all the way around. And fairly lightly so we can use an eraser to get rid of any marks that we make. All right, so we have the general outline there. I'm going to grab just my foam mat and pop that down. And because we are heat embossing, I'm going to grab my embossing buddy out just to make sure I don't end up with powder places that I don't want it, just to make it easy for myself. All right, so we are using this little bird stamp here. I'm going to ink that up with the 𝒉𝒐𝒔𝒕 ink. So I think I said before we're using silver embossing powder. Silver and blue works so well for Christmas cards. I also really like grey and pink. So tell me what your favourite colours are for Christmas. I'm also a sucker for the real traditional, so I guess I have a lot of favourites. So there is a fair bit of heat embossing in this card as well. Nothing wrong with heat embossing. If you followed me for a little while, you know that it's probably one of my favourite techniques. So okay, got a little bit of a line there from my stamp, so I'll just get rid of that. Okay, that's good. I'm going to pop that to the side. While we're here with our embossing, let's bring in that strip of Night of Navy and the square of Night of Navy. I'm going to hit those with the embossing powders as well. And the sentiments I've used from that set are, so there's a few different ones you could use, but I've used warmth, joy and happiness, as well as the magic of Christmas never ends. So cute sentiments. So I'm going to just quickly stamp those, put this silver powder over the top. And then we can heat emboss all three at the same time, which will hopefully save us a lot of time. And I know a lot of people are completely done of their Christmas cards, which is fine. You can do a fun fold of any design. Yep, that one's fine. I'm still in a bit of a Christmas spirit, so okie dokie. I'm just going to bring the heat tool in, warm it up, and then we're going to melt that powder. I need to plug it in first though. Oh, it would make a wonderful anniversary card. Absolutely, Marion. Definitely. And I think this fun fold of the easel card works for any occasion. It would make a fun birthday card as well. Try not to burn my fingers with this. My tweezers are somewhere. And the silver really does stand out on the dark blue of Night of Navy. Looks so pretty. And our last sentiment here. Perfect. All right. So the next thing we're going to work on is our little bird image here. I'm actually going to colour it in. Like, you could colour it in a few different ways. I don't recommend stamping blends because it affects the stamping blends up against the embossing, but you could use markers. You could also use a blender pen. I'm actually going to use a water painter, and I'm just taking the water part away because I find that I end up putting too much water down if I use it with water in the end. So I'm going to bring our colours in, and there's a colour that I didn't actually put in the list. I've used soft succulent as well for these little branches or leaves. So I've just pressed my ink pad together, added a little bit in my lid, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that colour and colour him in. And I like that it has like that watercolory feel to it. I think that looks really nice. So I don't want a lot of red, just a nice little bit. Using a baby wipe just to get rid of that colour from the nib. We're going to bring in the Night of Navy. And I want this fairly light in the blue, and then I'm going to come back in with it a little bit darker. Just around where those, like the feathers are. Stampin' Up do a really wonderful job letting us know where it needs to be darker and lighter, which makes it easy for us that aren't as good with, I can't draw, so hence the reason I stamp, because they turn out perfect every time. And I want his eye to be a little bit darker. There we go. All right, so let me grab that soft succulent as well, and we can just finish off those little leaves. And I think there's snow, but it's okay. We're going to use soft succulent for that as well. Now we're putting those shimmer sequins in, but what I'm also going to do is I'm actually going to glue some down, and this helps so it's not all just sitting at the bottom. You've got some that stay in place, so makes it look really fancy. Okay. Just popping my water painter together. And I have an eraser here at the bottom of my pen caddy. We can get rid of those little lines all the way around that dome. I said to do them lightly. I've probably done them a little bit heavy. I've got a very heavy hand, but they come off all right. Perfect. Cool. All right, so I'm going to bring in my liquid adhesive, and we just want to grab, I don't know, let's put a few down, and I'll use my Take My Pick tool to actually pick some of these up. And I think I want to glue the silvery ones down, because they're the ones that you can see the best. So if I just pick up a few of those. That one's not quite silver, it's more of a dull silver. They're really pretty. There we go. So we have a couple glued down, or 4 glued down. What we're going to do now is we're going to just bring in our DSP and the shaker dome. Now on the shaker dome, there's actually double-sided tape on both sides, which makes it really easy for us to put together. So I'm going to take off the front side of that double-sided tape, and then we can pop the DSP over the top. And attaching that shaker dome down. Cute. Now what we need to do is we've got our shaker dome here to take this off. We're also going to add some liquid adhesive around as well. Before we do that, I'm just going to add some more sequins down in here. Oop. I think that might be enough. Maybe a bit more. You want it to be a decent shaker, I suppose. All right, so before we take the backing off of this, I'm just going to run a little bit of liquid adhesive around. And then we can take our backings off. And then we're just lining up our edges all the way around. So it's got a matting that's perfect all the way around. And I will say this was so much easier to do than what I did on this one. So thank goodness that worked. Look at that. Now, if you're making this at home, I recommend letting your sequins that you glued down, let them dry for half an hour before you put that down, because these will get stuck on it because it's still wet. I'm not too worried about it though. I think it'll be just fine. Alrighty. So now we can start bringing all our card in so we can start popping together. So this is our inside of the card, that other second piece of basic white. I'm just going to add that to the inside. When this folds down, this shaker piece is going to go over the top. But all we want to do is we just want to attach it to this bottom fold. That keeps that, if we attach the whole thing, you're not actually going to be able to use it as an easel. So we're just gluing to the bottom half of that front panel card, and that opens up and closes with ease. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue down here. And if you close that up and get that in the center, the great thing is you've got a little bit of wiggle room with that glue, but it does wiggle around a little bit as well. All right. There we go. So now we can start adding our sentiments in. It's a little bit of that embossing buddy on there. I'm going to glue this straight down to our basic white matting piece. We're going to pop it up with some dimensionals, the whole thing. Thanks everyone for popping on. Okay, so we can pop some dimensionals on that one. And we're also going to bring that long skinny one in and pop some dimensionals on that one. Before we do on that one, I'm just going to bend cut the ends. Might make it a bit easier for me. So 5 down, bring my scissors in, and you don't have to bend cut it. I just thought, gave it a little bit of extra look to it. And we'll just put 3 or 4. Oops. Well, Marion said it'd be a good idea for her next birthday card she needs to make. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, it would make, you could do so many different designs. You could, if you've got these domes, you could also put anything inside it. So I'm just going to pop that one down there like that. This one here, we want to make sure that when it opens, we have it so it's sitting up beautifully, and this piece is going to hold that into place for you. So you want to center it, and I'm going to pop it pretty much to the end of the white, basic white there. I think that looks good. And there you go. It opens, closes, and sits beautifully. Now, because we have the shaker dome here, I highly recommend these cards you hand deliver. Going through the post, I would say more chance that it's going to be squashed. And you go to all this effort, you don't want it to get squashed. So lastly, I'm just going to bring in some of that twine, the Simply Elegant twine. We're going to use the silver to create a nice little bow on top. Actually, I want a little bit more of a tail. The tail's probably a little bit longer now, but we'll cut there and there. Perfect. And I'm just going to use a glue dot to secure that one down. And if you have a glue dot, all I'm going to do is just roll it in half. It gives it a little bit of extra pop up, but it also isn't sticking out from the sides either. Pop that one down. Doesn't that really just set it off? It's so cool. Love it. I think anyone would really enjoy a shaker card just like this one with the cloche domes. All right, everyone. I hope that you'll come in and join the this week's challenge. You'll have till next Sunday if you would like to join in. Everyone's welcome. You don't have to even use Stampin' Up product. If you don't have Stampin' Up product, use what you have. The more people that join in, there is more inspiration for everyone else. Even if you're not joining in, go over and check out my Facebook page. Find that post where the challenge is. Look at all the pictures in the comments, because that's what everyone's created. You're going to get lots of different ideas there. I have some wonderful team members that join in every week, and I have wonderful people who follow me that join in as well. So please go in and check that out. It's always fun to see what everyone creates with the themes for the week. If you're in need of any of the supplies that I've used today, you could use them, you can purchase them in my online store. And don't forget, all the measurements for this card are on my blog. There is a link to the blog post in the description of this video, as well as links to all the products that I've used today if you need to purchase them. All right, everyone, I'll be back next Thursday with a live, so hopefully you can join me Thursday at 5 o'clock. All right, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.